Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the High Performance Trader. I am your host, Joshua Salvetti, and today we're going to be breaking down a philosophy that's going to change your life as a day trader. And that's a pretty bold statement, right? Changing your life. And you're going to hear me say that in a lot of my YouTube videos. And what I mean by that is changing the way you view price action. Right? The market is a extremely complex environment. And today we're going to break down two trades that I took. But the reason I want to break down these trades is they help us. Hold on. Let me get my screen right. View the market differently, right? Rule number one, we have to stop trying to guess the lows and buy the lows and sell the highs, right? I titled this video, Learn How to Sell the Lows and Buy the Highs. What does that mean? Right? Well, it means stop trying to predict, right? Rule number one. Whenever you're trying to predict, it's because you don't know what's going on. You don't have any rules. You don't have any principles that you follow, right? And more importantly, you're not trading a plan, right? You're trying to predict what's going to happen. Therefore, whatever mood that you're in is going to dictate the trade that you take. If you're nervous, you're going to take a nervous trade. If you're fearful, you're going to take a frightful trade. If you're scared, you're going to take a scary trade, which is going to lead you to taking profits too quickly, etc. Right? So let's break down the trades that we took. First trade that I took, that I want to go over is this Tesla trade, right? These market conditions have been crazy. Right? They have been extremely volatile. Boy, Todd from Louisiana, welcome to the recap, brother. We're going to break down these trades. My boy Todd is a HPT veteran, and this man is a extremely valuable asset on the team. Welcome, Todd. I'm glad that you're here. But let's talk about selling the lows, right? So before you're going to see this chart. This is a chart of Tesla. In the trade that we took today. What are some things that we're noticing? Rule number one, follow the EMA cloud, right? The EMA cloud is your best friend. When people say trade with the trend, trend's your friend, right? Like, what are they actually talking about? They're talking about stop trying to predict, right? Anytime you're trying to predict, you're trading against trend. Stop doing that, right? Learn to use moving averages the correct way, which means when the cloud is red, I look for short plays, right? I'm not trying to guess the low. I'm not trying to predict, oh, there's some buyers here off this critical level, so I'm gonna take this long. Absolutely not. You see that cloud? What color is it? It's red. So principle number one is trade the market conditions. That's just a pretty way of saying trade with the trend, right? You have to learn to identify the critical levels, right? And in this case, we're looking at open print, right? Look at this beautiful green bar ignored off open print. That would have been a great short play, right? Price fell down into this critical level of structure over here at 25426. So as we fall into this level, I'm staying extremely patient. Market volatility has been through the roof. If I'm going to trade this properly, I want to make sure I'm understanding what the market's telling me. How do we do this? With our three-step approach. And what's so damn beautiful about our approach, guys, seriously, is that when you follow our approach, even when you miss setups, right? Like I did not take this short. I was in a SPY trade, right? I did not take this short. But coming in front of the market, I knew, hey, sellers are still in control. There's no way I'm going for longs, right? The only way I'm going to get in this is either buyers take back open print or sellers control that EMA cloud. And that's exactly what happened. Look how price fell down below, came up into that EMA cloud, and we bounced right off that 21 EMA. That 21 EMA has been a wall, right? Because, and what's it really telling us? It's telling us exactly where buyers failed, right? Did buyers fail right here? No, buyers controlled that. They even gave us a red bar ignored, but we rallied right into the initial green bar ignored zone, and then we rejected, right? So if I pull out the Discord, hold on. Because, I love showing you guys exactly what it is we do over here at HPT, right? So at 11:23 a.m., I hop in the market short here on Tesla. What am I looking at? Josh, you're selling the low. Are you crazy? Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, if I'm selling the low, it's because price is at the low of the day. If price is at the low, what does that mean? That sellers are in control. Think about it, guys. Use your brain, right? Common sense. If price is at the low, let me whip out the chart. Tesla looked like this morning, right? You guys know how my pre-market plans go, right? It's very simple. Whoever controls the market open, I'm going to trade with, right? So market opens. Sellers come in. What color is that EMA cloud? Red. Market conditions are bearish until otherwise. Where's my red? Where's my green bar ignored? Right here. Green bar ignored. Remember, I'm not in this short. I'm in a SPY trade, right? Price comes up into the green bar. That's ignored, right? So I can't be bullish until price gets up here, right? For me to be bullish, these sellers need to lose. And until they lose, I'm bearish. As a matter of fact, I'm watching for short plays. I'm going, all right, if sellers take this, what are my downside targets? 250.87. Previous day open print. Okay, what do I need to get in the market short? You guys already know it. A green bar to be ignored. Why? Josh, why didn't you go short right here? Well, I'm glad I didn't, because look at the pullback. See, this is the thing. This is what happens when you become a disciplined, process and principle-oriented trader. You stop getting caught in nasty traps, right? Because, this looks great right here, right? We're selling off. We're coming into an important level. This looks really good. But the thing is there's no green bar that was ignored, right? Look, green bar wasn't ignored, right? Green bar not ignored. Green, very strong green bar up into that EMA cloud. Therefore, once I see this right here, this rejection off the EMA cloud, I was like, all right, well, as a matter of fact, if and when sellers take control of this, now I need a green bar ignored. And this is why we need to be able to adapt to the market conditions accordingly, right? So you guys know that I'm very strict with my approach, right? The HPT cross, I trade it each and every single day. Now, I seen somebody post something. I thought you waited for a crossover. You're 100% correct. I wait for a crossover all the time, right? But we have to ask ourselves, what's the crossover telling us, right? And if and when we don't get it after 9:30, does that mean I just can't trade? No. But what it does mean is you have to still be able to identify that buyers aren't in control, right? So let's break that down. The 3-step approach, right? Open print, moving average cross, green bar ignored. Correct. Now, let me pull up SPY. I want to show you. Yes, trading the strict approach is very important. But why do we trade the strict approach? So that we can understand what conditions the market are in. The strict approach serves one purpose: to define an edge. What's an edge? An edge is when there's a higher probability of one thing happening over another, right? So that means our approach is there for us to spot a higher probability of one thing happening over another. And I tell new traders, only trade the HPT cross, right? But when you get to a point and you're just looking at the market, I'm not going to not make money on this just because there's not a moving average cross. I can look at this chart and be extremely confident that sellers are in control, right? Why? A, because the EMA cloud was respected gloriously, and B, the 1 hour time frame. If I pull up my indicator that highlights the 1 hour 9D EMA, what is it showing me? Right? You guys see this blue horizontal line? Look at how we're getting this green bar to be ignored. And on this candle, the 1125 candle, the candle that we got short on, is literally closing right below that blue line. Josh, what does that mean? That means that the 1 hour trend is healthy. Guys, what do healthy trends mean? Continuations, right? So bring it back. Josh, you took a setup without a moving average cross. What's going on? I'm identifying the conditions of the market and executing appropriately. Do I recommend anybody doing this that's not consistent? No, right? If you're not making consistent money and if you're not confident with your trading, only stick to the strategy. Prove out consistency, right? But if you are the type of trader that can spot higher probability scenarios with confidence and you see a setup like this, absolutely take it. Because remember, guys, the market is just this beautiful pool of opportunity. We have to be able to spot opportunity. And we can't get extremely stringent, right? We can't be like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to make money today because my edge isn't there. Ask yourself, right? Are you confident in your ability to identify the market conditions? And if so, what are you waiting for, right? So that was a really good Tesla trade right there. I sold a bit early on this. I sold on this candle, but the thing is in these markets, you don't need to be a hero, right? Not every trade needs to be perfect, right? On the contrary, no trade's perfect. The only perfection we get in the market is when we master our execution skills, right? So overall, I was very proud of this trade. I've been trading Tesla a lot more, and I really like the way it moves. And once again, I get this question all the time. Josh, does your strategy work on futures? Does it work on Forex? Absolutely. We have multiple traders on the Discord that trade Forex, futures. We got a trader trading Bitcoin. He's literally leverage trading Bitcoin, making truckloads of money with our strategy because he just trades the RBI moving average cross all day, So, and that's what really gets me to ask myself, like, what's our strategy here for? It's to help us understand the conditions of the market. Do buyers have the ball? Do sellers have the ball? Right? So that was our Tesla trade. And then comes the SPX trade, right? So beautiful move right here on SPX. 42% return, cleared over $1,000 on one contract. And I want to break down the trade, what was going on this trade, right? So let's pull up the SPX chart, and we'll talk about this. This was a really, really good trade. And I just kind of want to break down what was going through my mind, right? So you guys see right here on the left-hand side, this is dating on 25. So if I take the high of this and draw a box around it, it looks something like that, right? So price was selling off very